Good morning, it's Denise here, Junk Journal Junkie UK. It's Saturday morning, and if you saw the thumbnail at the beginning of this video, you'll see that my desk, which is actually my dining table, was somewhat of a mess. So I'm going to do a sort it out Saturday. I have already, before I turned the camera on, done a bit, as you can, well, I hope you can see that looks better than it did in the photograph. It's still not right, but I have kind of got piles of things organised now. I just need to go through and sort out some of the piles. So I just thought I'd share with you first some of the ways I keep things, and if you can come up with any better ideas, that would be wonderful. So I have, let's get this beast over to start with. So because this is a dining table, I don't have a craft room. We don't have the room for me to have a craft room, unfortunately. My goal is a she shed in the garden eventually, a nice summer house that I can take over, but that's definitely not going to happen this year. So for now I have the dining table, and I have to clear it up every couple of days or so, so that people don't think that we live in a tip. So in here I have some plastic. So it's got a handle, and I can move it out of the way when we're using the table. With a lot of the things, they just lift out of the way. So I've got some plastic tubs that I keep things like some miniature fussy cut butterflies, some of my dictionary sayings, definitions, things like that, labels, flowers fussy cut from books, and flowers that are digital cutouts. Sorry about the clanking. I've also got 3 plastic wallets in here. One has paper snippets, one has fabric snippets. Probably can't see through that, but they're what I pull from. And one has some sort of flowery bits. Don't use those very often, to be honest. Maybe I ought to use those up on something. Okay, because it's a good strong tin. Oh, I've got the Tim Holtz stencil that I use all the time in there, a little notebook. Showing you that one, didn't I? My bulb pins, or gourd pins, whatever you call them, and my corners. So I've also got my crocodile and my big scissors in there. So that sits right over in the corner. It's often one of the things you hear me reaching over for when you're listening to me on video. Okay, and then this you've seen many times, and actually I'm quite impressed with how empty that is. That is my scrap box. Amazing. Okay, so that's just on there in case we fill it. And then I've got a bag and a box of scrap material that I did put away yesterday. That's tucked away in the bottom of my wardrobe. I will be getting out, but these are just bits that I've picked up as I was tidying through my desk. I'm going to try and use those today. I call it my desk, it is a table. So I have 2 rulers that I use for cutting, and they both live in that grey box as well. So it's a good little carry round box, that. And then I have this, which is a little plastic bag, and inside it there's a file folders. I'll just rest them on this pile here. I think most of these are from a kit by Nanine at College Type. 1 or 2 are Shabby Dabby Doodah, etc. And in them I've got certain things that in theory I use all the time. So love hearts. These were some fussy cuts, recent ones from a freebie by Artie Mays. I'm sure you've all probably seen them, but they go on so many things. And when I was being organised, you see, I stuck on the front of everything what's in it. So little tiny Edwardian pictures, sewing bits and pieces. I won't show you them all. Stamps, toadstools, teacups. Sorry. So that's a kit from, I think it's Shabby Dabby Doodah. Some big moths, butterfly moths. This is one that I want to use up as well in the coming weeks. Lots and lots and lots of little bits of ephemera, just little, they come in kits and things like that, and I cut them out and They never get used, so they'll be good for some project. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. So umbrellas, Shabby Dabby Doodah's umbrellas, which I like. Clocks and lampposts and typewriters, black and whites. Shabby Dabby Doodah street names, another Shabby Dabby Doodah labels. So you get the idea anyway. So they all go in that. And they have been living in this with all these, which is another box that needs sorting out. So this is a box of, let me see it there, baggies again, which are good for dividing things, and it is all my ready-made ephemera, and they were all divided into like tags, notebooks, pockets, envelopes, journal cards, and as I grab some out to use them, I just shove them back in the front. Look, so that needs a sort, a massive sort. I've had it in a bigger box before, but it just grows and grows and grows, so I've decided this is the box, and when it gets full, which it is now, it's time to go through it and either part with some or get them used up in something. So that'll be a sort it out Saturday job coming up. This I was so pleased to find amongst all this junk that I've sorted out, and this is just a homemade envelope out of one of my book pages. I put a load of butterfly fussy cuts in it, and could I find them anywhere? No, because I've got butterfly fussy cuts in 2 other places, so that needs some sort it out magic. We'll put them in there. And then another go I had at organising myself, which was to make one of these with tracing paper and everything fitted in it lovely, all these little tiny bits that float around your desk that you can't find the right one when you're looking for. So I thought I'd got myself really organised, made this lovely pouch to put them in, and what did I do? Pick it up upside down 2 or 3 times. See, there's a butterfly in there, that shouldn't be in there. There's another one, they're obviously waiting to be cut out. So of course after I'd done it 2 or 3 times I stopped reaching for it because I didn't want to chuck it everywhere. So that probably needs a much better organisation, needs sorting out. Can you see over here? Right, because I'm leaving this pile till last, have you noticed? So what did I find here? Yeah, just some lovely backing paper sheets hidden in there that I didn't know I had. If I could have seen them and they were at reach all the time, I'd have used those for backing by now. So I'm going to put them in the scrap box under there for now, and I'm going to use them up. Right, this fabric I did actually bring out. It hasn't been here a long time, and I brought it out to back this, which I think I probably showed you quickly the other day when I did the draw. So this is something that I'm going to make one of these, perhaps today on camera or maybe tomorrow. Well, you won't see it until tomorrow or the day after. But I bought this material out to back it, so that's why it's just sitting on my desk. So I'm going to have a pile of finish it and stitch it things. So I'll just put that on the chair behind me for now, but that shouldn't be there next time. Sorry, keep kicking you. And another one of these, I think I've shown you before how many of these would get through the door. So I'm going to put that on the same pile because I think I'm going to use that to make another one of those fabric, what were they, covers or tags or whatever, using up fabric bits anyway. Okay, so these, and there's going to be another pile now because, let's add these to the pile. These are the things sitting around on my desk. Okay, so scrap paper. A part finished but not completed envelope needs stitching up. It's made out of wallpaper, but it's upside down, isn't it? So it'll need, so finish it. We'll have to have a pile of finish it or ditch it, I think. And then these are just some little envelopes that I dyed with food dye. So we'll want a put it away pile and a finish it pile. So there's loads of these somewhere, don't know where they are yet. This is something I was doing following a tsunami rose, making some pockets, so that sticks on the page and you've got another pocket there, wants putting away. These want fussy cutting, so these are umbrellas from Shabby Dabby Doodah. So I've already got 3 piles. Ah, there we go. Put them away. They're great, aren't they? So easy to do. To go onto her channel and have a look how she does them. So these just want cutting out and backing, so that's me cutting. Some, would you believe, right at the bottom of some of this stuff, Christmas collage bases. I have dug out, there was here an overflowing, oh it's there, bases box, so we'll use that. And then I do know I've got in here hundreds and hundreds of, and I probably do mean hundreds, pages ready to make journals with, so all shapes and sizes, so trimmed, cut and just put in a box. So that one's got a, it'll be fine for a page. It's obviously, my printer ran out of ink halfway through, so I'm just going to make a pile of pages. I mean, these are those beautiful books. A pile of pages, and then we're going to go through and use some of them up over the next few weeks. Yeah, not printed on that bit for some reason, but still could be used as a page. Okay, so I'm not going to open them all and show you them, but some beautiful pages there. Yep, that's going to be a page. That's a gluing piece of paper, which I've started putting a few under my mat. So when I'm sat here doing something, I suddenly need a glue sheet. That's finished and wants putting away. That's a scrap piece of, that is out of a kit and it's very thin, it just wants backing and cutting out. I obviously started making a booklet there. That's some kind of nature. Oh. Okay, so I'll call that paper pages, ready for, yeah, they look trimmed, ready to go in a journal. And I think this is a huge pile of that sort of thing. Right, they're not pages as such, they can go in the scraps. I'll obviously cut these off something. An atlas, yes. Yeah, they're all just square pages. Square pieces of paper, they're not going to make pages. Scraps. For now. Yep, so these are pages again. So I was obviously cutting them to some sort of a size. I mean, I could just suddenly put these together and make loads of, are they all the same? Yep, loads of journals. Coffee dyed, I think, or tea dyed. Wow, pages all ready to go. That one's ready to go on the floor. So these again just look like offcuts. Yep. I don't know why I cut those up, I can't for the life of me remember, but that could be trimmed down to a page. Pages. Look at these beautiful pages just sat in here. I obviously went through and cut my book up. That can go on with the bases. Oh, that's scrap. I didn't like the spider on that. Yep, just cardboard bases. Looks like another part made. Oh yeah. So when I sit and just play with things, so that's pages for a journal. Yeah, they're all pages. I've obviously used offcuts to make the pages. So it looks like there's 2 or 3 different size. Yeah, all folded over pages. So we might sit and make some journal signatures up in a video or 2 stuck together, so that can be scrap. Oh, they're going to be nice little fussy cuts, aren't they? Huh. Fussy cut her and see what she looks like. A base. Ah. Right, I've found here a little pile, started a pile earlier, of all the little bits and pieces just sitting around on my desk. And I was thinking that because when I tidy up there's so many little pieces like this when I finish a project, that I put them in little tubs like this, little pots, and my idea is that I've got them when I want to just dip in and find the right thing. I'm looking for something, but in reality I think it's just I can't be bothered to get up and find a home for them and put them away. So I end up with lots of little pots of bits like this. Okay, so I'm going to finish cutting them out, sort them out, and the ones that I don't think I'm ever going to use, I think I'm going to make a little Happy Mail pile, and perhaps, I don't know, send them out once a month, do a little name draw or something like that. Let me know in the comments below if you think that's a good idea and you'd be interested. It would clear my day. I don't want to throw them out. I'm a true junk journaler, so I definitely don't want to chuck stuff in the bin. But when I've cut it out and put it back, cut it out and put it back, and moved it around my desk so many times, I think it's obvious I'm not going to use it. I remember, particularly as a new junk journaler, looking at things on people's desks. I used to love watching people tidy their rooms up and think, oh, that's just the thing I want for this, or oh, I could have just done with that, or I'd love that. So I don't know, maybe there are people out there that think that about my bits and pieces that I'm just constantly not using. So let me know, like I say, and if there seems to be interest, I will start a little pile and do that. So that's a pocket, filled pocket ready made and just wants putting away. Oh yeah, so obviously my machine and my thread got caught up, so I just stopped and put that on a pile. And to be honest, there's no reason why that couldn't be chopped off and finished. Did I ever finish it up? Yes, I did. And that's one page for that that's lost its other, so that's a finish it up. Now, this is out of the Flower Fairy bits and pieces. I'll put those in the scraps for now. Oh, big white envelope from my husband's Father's Day card. Put it in bases. Start of a cover. Yeah, there's a few of these. There's one not finished, just ideas that are started. So I've got lots of pages and lots of covers started. So what do pages and covers equal? Journals. So if we keep all those together, they might just turn into something. So these are bases that want finish. Yeah, they are kind of bases, but like journal cards and things that I've collaged, pockets. They need stitching, so they're finish it up, and they need a centre. That's a fussy cut. Is that there? Yeah. Yeah, that's an envelope that just needs stitching down and finishing. Same with that. Oh, I seem to have hit the finish it up pile now. Right, now this looks like this, and I have a feeling I might have had two on the go. I wonder if I was going to do it with the wooden piece. I've been making quite a few of these just lately. It's something I saw on, right, Julie, what's her site called? Camellia Craft Designs. So that's a finish it up, because I'm sure that's going to be one of those. Fussy cut. More cards that just want stitching and finish it up. Yep, collage that needs completing. That's obviously a pocket that needs finishing. Ah, so there's some more of those pages to make those sewn pockets. So we'll go with finish it up. Oh, what did I get her out for? I've got the full pack of these, so I've obviously got one out for something. Can't remember, but I've got some bits of tissue, I think, in my, yeah, some serviettes, so we'll do that as a project and cover it over. That is my notebook, which it lives in the, oh, this is a base, really thick, strong card, that. Oh, this is a Flower Fairy storybook, and I loved the fact that it's got pictures in it that you could probably colour in. So I'm going to pop that with, and I've got them under this chair here, all my Flower Fairy bits. You'll see those next video when we get the flower fairies out again. I've just put them away for a day's rest. Okay, pages. We're nearly there. Pages, yeah. These are all pages cut up and ready to make journals with. So that's a whole stack of pages for journals and possible journal covers. Let's have a box for them. Put them in sideways so I don't squash the bigger ones. Brilliant. All I've got to do now is actually use them. So this was my box of bases, which I'm not going to go through today because that will just be boring for you watching more and more of that. So well, that can be a page and that can be a scrap. That's of something I was making and didn't like. That's an Edith Holden picture. I'm going to put that with the bits that need sorting that might be going in Happy Mail. These black and white photos are photocopies of old family photographs. Aren't they gorgeous? I haven't decided what to do with them yet, so I'll just keep moving them about. They need a home. Put them in with the finish it up. So book partly gutted, needs to be in the finish it up pile, and this is all just old glue, gluing on paper. I found a spot on my desk. Okay, there we go. So the fussy cuts I'm going to sit and do now. I don't think you need to sit and watch me do the fussy cuts, and I might come on and do another video finishing off all the use it ups. So thanks for watching this quick little video. I'll put these away as well. I might add another one on the end actually, because I'm only 20 minutes in, so I'll maybe speak to you in a few minutes. Thanks for watching. Okay, I'm back with a few more pieces. So I sorted through some of the pile there, cut up some of the fussy cuts and put them away, which you really didn't want to see, but made myself another cup of tea and just took some papers off the printer that I had printed last night while I was there. So a couple of them are the kit from that I've been using for the fairy paper, and I'm going to use them for something else. I'm going to cut them up and put them in my stash, but I'm not going to do that with you here now. And a couple of pages I've printed just to see of a new kit that I'm going to start doing a bride or a wedding journal. So I thought you might like to quickly look at those. I will be putting them away. Okay, so I said I was going to do that whole pile off camera, but I thought you might as well keep me company while I do it. So I just trimmed up the 3 pieces that were there that would make one of those waterfall pockets. So waterfall, I'll call everything a waterfall at the minute. I don't know. Tanya's been making waterfall pockets. Tanya at Tetty Treasure. It just seems to have stuck in my mind. It's not a waterfall pocket this at all. It's a Juliet Camellia Craft Designs. Well, she made it as a stuffed pocket, and it was her that I got the idea from. And I did do one on camera, so I know you've seen me do it. Now I need my glue a moment. Excuse me if I'm reaching across you there. So it will be stitched, so it doesn't need an awful lot of glue. And as you can probably tell, I am just using the oddments up, so they kind of go but clashy. Yeah, so I'll have that bit lower on there than that one. Now I haven't had my glue the right way up, so that might take a moment. Excuse me, I'll have a little sip of my tea while it's doing that. Okay, so I hope you're all having a lovely Saturday, if that's the day you're watching it on. My hubby's home again today, which is nice. So when he's had he works 12-hour shifts, so it's nice for him to have a lay-in on his day off. But once what am I doing? Yeah, that's going the other way round. That's going that right sides together. That's it. When he's had a lay-in, we shall be off to see the parents get a bit of shopping, etc. And perhaps go and look at a laptop. That's exciting for me, not for you. So what are you guys up to today? Will you be crafting? Will you be clearing your desks like me? Or maybe you work in a lovely pristine. Yeah, it kind of clashes, but I don't mind the clash, quite like it. And again, I would probably let that dry somewhere, move it to one side and let it dry. If I wasn't doing it on camera. I wish I'd rounded those corners now. See if I can. Just so that I get it on straight, but I'd like to get it finished and put away, because that's how I end up. So much junk on my desk. I would have thought a junk journal would have had junk on the desk. Yeah, that's it. Turned my glue round again, didn't I? So this is a piece done and ready to go, and a bit more space on my desk. If you haven't entered the giveaway and you're interested in doing so, there's a video on there for some squeaky table. Either like a naked notebook type thing that I made when I first started junk journaling, or some fairy pages, book pages. Go and have a look at the video if you're interested in either of those. It was a 50 giveaway subscriber giveaway, or it is, and I set it up when I was at 49, making the assumption that I would get there. Don't know if there is a right way for that. I rounded the corners, so there is. And I'm at, can't remember if it's 52 or 54, so I did that. Hooray! And thank you very much for all of you that sent your congratulations to me. So like I said, it's a really big deal to me, so if you'd like to win a giveaway, go along and comment and I'll enter you into the draw. But thank you very much is what I was trying to say in my long-winded way to those of you that have already done so. And it was lovely to actually meet some of the subscribers. Yeah, okay, so there is some kind of, we're going to make a journal with all those bits and pieces of ephemera pages that I've been creating and not using, so it'll be eclectic and something like that will go in it lovely. So that's going to be in the sew pile, and this is all going in the sew pile. So a lot of it you've seen, and my idea is I'm going to in a moment go and sew it all and then bring it back to you so you can have a look, and then I can put it away in my stash. Yep, so you've seen all that, they all just want sewing. This, if you remember, was upside down envelope and these were just little fussy cuts I had on my desk waiting to have something done with. I thought I might just sew them on there to give them a bit of something, a bit of shabbiness. Sew them on there and sew it up, and then I've got a bit of a junky envelope. So excuse me, blame my cup of tea on that. So that will be sewn and go away in a moment, which leaves me with these things. And if you remember, I found some backing paper and I just dug another piece out, so I'm going to back them. Need my glue again, excuse me. Bit of stick this time. Back them and cut them out, and then they can go away as well. And then I really have created some space on my desk. Okay, so this is why I always have a bit of paper under here that I can glue on. I haven't got to get up and look for my glue book now. I can just get on with it. I'm hoping it's a lot lighter on film now as well. I noticed I didn't quite have my curtains drawn all the way back, and it's not the brightest of mornings yet. I mean, it's not early, it's gone 9:30. So the sun is fully up, etc. But I hope the last one wasn't too dark for you. Well, there we go. That's the first ridiculous thing I've done today. First of many, no doubt. I glued it on the glue sheet and then stuck it to the glue sheet. Let's see if it does feel still sticky, to be honest with you. Well, I hope that gave a few of you a laugh. Tickled me. I won't be laughing quite so much if I'd let it stick on there. Although, to be fair, all I would have had to do is then put that onto my mat to straighten out a bit. Cut it out and back it again. So I'm trying not to do that a second time. So this is fairly thick and this is really thin. It's like an end paper, not exactly an end paper. But one of the first pages doesn't quite fit, but of course it will be trimmed anyway. So yeah, one of the first pages in a book. It's an old William Shakespeare book. But it's lovely texture. It's really thin. Beautiful colour though, look at the colour on it. And this has been collaged onto a book page, so it's nice and thick, so that will go nicely on there. Now, and you can see through it. Is that going to bother me? Do you know, I don't think it is. And if it does, I can always stencil or something on top of it. I'll put it on there for now and see what I think. Excuse me. Well, thanks for keeping me company while I do this, guys. It is so nice to get squared up and yet be chatting with people. Well, kind of chatting. Having a conversation with myself. Really. But the fact that I know you're out there somewhere listening means that I'm actually having a conversation and not talking to myself, doesn't it? Yep, so I haven't got anything under it. That's how my board ends up looking, the state it's looking. And why I put that right in the middle of that paper and not the end, I don't know. But there we go. A little bit of something stuck up there. It's obviously a bit rough with it. So of course this was just me using bits of my scraps up, sticking them on an old book page, creating it will just be a base really for, well, anything that needs a card. So it could become a journal card, it could become a couple of tags, it could become pockets, who knows, which is why I'm not going to embellish it until the day that I decide I need something. So I won't be sewing around that because I don't know if it's gonna, it might just be a big tag, but it also might be a you know, 2 or 3 smaller things. So I mean, I could still sew it and cut it up, but I don't want to, so I'll just put that under my board. I did check under my board today, there wasn't anything under there, but I do often find little treasures that I've glued and put under there and forgotten about while I'm waiting for them to dry. Right, so I can put one of those on. No, not quite, let's trim it down. I think these were from, I was on my Jamie B mystery bundle last night and I think that's probably where I printed those from, pretty sure. So are you going to be strong enough on there? I think it probably will. It's fairly, it's not basic copy paper that I've printed it on, it is a bit stronger. I don't actually know the strength of it. Yep. I've been a bit slap happy with my paper for gluing on, haven't I? But I do put a lot of glue on and I do really go around the edges, so when I use a glue book or glue paper, kind of one glue and it's done. I mean, this is paper that would be going in the recycle bin that I'm gluing on, so that's not so bad. I know it looks like nice white paper, but it's what's on the other side is not usable. So I left you looking at the glue, and Oh, they're really pretty on that darker background, aren't they? I think when they're cut out and they go on like a tea stained page or something, they're going to be really nice. I might cut them in half again and then they'll dry that a little bit flatter. And under they go. Oops. Excuse me slurping my tea. Okay, so yeah, one more of those. And then I think I'm ready to sew. Now the only two things that I'll have left then to do something with, I have somewhere got a folder with book images like this one in, but where it is I don't know, which means I'm never going to use it until I dig it out and know where it is. So if this becomes a series, this Sort It Out Saturday, they're the sort of things I'll be doing. Organising things, going through what I've got and using some of them up. Sorry, that's very loud, isn't it? Yeah, I really like those once they hit that dark background. Okay, let's pop them under. So was there anything under there that needed gluing? No. Okay, let's get rid of that gluey page. And that one. Okay, so I am just going to pop to the machine, sewing machine, sew all these up, and then I'll show you what they look like. Okay, be back in a moment. Okay guys, I'm back. So that was only probably a second for you, but it was a frantic hour and a half for me. The sewing machine decided it was not happy. It would not sew. In fact, that's probably why when I had one of these half done. Do you remember it had all the gooby threads on the back? That's probably when it refused to sew when I stopped. So I had to get my hero, my lovely hubby, out of bed to fix my machine, and I didn't think he'd be able to when he has. So it turned out, well, it needed cleaning obviously, but that wasn't all it was, because it hadn't been cleaned. It had caused other things to go wrong. So if you're sewing paper with your machines, guys, you have to clean it out more often than you do with material. That much I've learned today. So just a very quick ending to the video then. So is it just me, or do you guys follow a tutorial and make something, and then when you come to make it again can't remember how to do it and you have to find the tutorial again? Because I came back to these and obviously that wasn't what I was doing. The first one I did, I'm like, that's not right, and then the next one's still not how it was, so I need to go back and look at that Tsunami Rose tutorial. So I've left two of those undone, but I mean they're usable, they're workable, but they're not what I made, the other ones. So I'll just quickly run through what I've stitched. The journal cards, obviously they need focal points like I said, but they're just going in the stash until we need something in a certain journal. Perhaps in those journals, is that backed? I think that might need, well, I could just collage on it, didn't notice that. That one is. Till we need something. That one's the same. Obviously, well, I'm going to make some journals, like I said, with all those book pages, and they'll be like eclectic ones with all bits of this in, so that'll be an interesting job. Yeah, so these are all like misprints or bits that were just hanging around on my desk, scraps, and they are now all useful. That turned out quite nice, considering I had to stitch on it about 4 times. This is what I was attempting to do when my machine was goobering up through. I don't know if you can see the glitter or not, but from something that was made upside down and not right, it's wallpaper. Yep, that's a cute little. Okay guys, so thanks ever so much for keeping me company during that. Let me know in the comments if you enjoy the Sort It Out Saturday, and hopefully if I can do a few more I'll get through some of my stash. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do tomorrow. There will be a video up tomorrow, but I think the flower fairies will be back on Monday again. So thanks a lot. Hope you have a lovely day. Give me a thumbs up if you liked it, and I'll see you soon. Bye guys.